bringing out. I would love this. They end up taking the Irelia. You know, I've seen a couple of Irelia games. I saw one recently in the LPL. Essentially into those ranged top laners. Very successful in the 1v1 and good if you can set it up. The big thing is if, right? Typically, a team has to put attention towards the Irelia to make it work. Irelia can't really play the lane if she's being ganked and pressured as she doesn't have good escapes. But this is a comp for K-Corp where they have all the tools to make Cabo Shard pop off. And for Team Fantasma, it's surviving that, right? If they can mitigate the pressure that's going to come out from that mid-jungle of K-Corp from that top player's game, it will be over so fast.
Well, eyes on those timers. Level 6 for Team Fantasma. Can they reach it on that mid and jungle without being very far behind? I agree with you there, Orcs. I think that will be the telling point, the litmus test, so to speak. And both teams now out onto the Rift. It is that first strike Jarvan again, which was point of talking for a number of analysts when it was first being brought out by Malrank, but it's becoming more and more common. And I think super crazy happening right now at the level 1, aside from the fact that REKKLES and Pantera have managed to work their way a little bit further into lane than perhaps might be expected.
Yeah, so I feel like, you know, nothing really is going to come from this unless Team Fantasma make a mistake and off the face check. But I feel like when you have that Xayah, Leona, you should be looking to contest early, right? Especially into the Jinx, who has been nerfed. One of the big things that happened in that 80 carry pool, and the reason we've seen Jinx less and less is because her early power was toned down. A little bit less range on those rockets before level 9, a little bit more mana cost.
Those are really big ones, right? The mana costs for Jinx's rockets are such a big deal about how she can control waves early, how she can manage to get the shove pretty consistently and earn that lane priority for you in the early game. Lots of AoE damage from a long way away. Sounds great as far as wave control goes, but making that more expensive, making that one a little bit more dangerous to pull off with the range decreases makes a lot of sense as to why, particularly at the moment, right before the nerfs come in, things like the Xayah with the double feathers and the lethality build, so nasty right now.
Absolutely, and you know, we've seen the priority, especially with the other 80 carries being toned down. She's just risen and risen. Often can outrange due to the fact you're playing around your abilities instead of just your auto attacks. Now, Total hunting down, we've seen Team Fantasma with some good defensive wards. Ultimately, what I'm critical of is they haven't actually spotted out 113. 113 opting to go with an unleashed start. So for Team Fantasma, they don't have any information as of now as to where he's going to be, and that's concerning into a Jarvan. Jarvan is going to have a lot more ganking pressure than the Viego in the early levels, so I'm really going to be watching where 113 is going to show that impact. Expectation is top lane, but we'll see if he opts to go somewhere else earlier on and try and find setup there first.
Little note as well, this is something that I've been chatted to, of course, by none other than the Ahri aficionado, Nightmare, who says, look, there's sometimes a bit of a mind game that goes on with Ahri into things like the LeBlanc and the Rise about, do you take minion dematerializers and does your opponent match you? Pepe has got the minion dematerializers, Rise has not, so you can at least early on try and contest some of that wave shift and mean that Seiken can't get out onto the map completely for free.
Yeah, and that's a big aspect of it, right? If you can see here, the prio achieved by Seiken means he's going to be able to move up and pair with 113. But Pepe, when you get those minion dematerializers active, it's going to help you to contest. But now we're already seeing that presence come out on the top side. Nicolex is expecting this. He's seen the Rise move, so he's playing to shadow his top laner and make sure nothing untoward happens. There's a big wave stacked up, but we see K-Corp. They get a bit of information. They don't go for anything more.
You see interesting pathing there from Nicolex, so skipping the walls, skipping the Gromps, knowing they would leave him further away from his top lane and take too much time to be around. So is there to shadow and will now reverse clear back around, although perhaps stop off that Scuttle Crabbers. Sanity is in the mid lane, looking to see whether Seiken is available to be caught, but he's playing very safely towards his Raptor Pit, so nothing too much to be found right now, as Pantera might be passing by Sanity for his own roam towards the mid lane.
Yeah, and the wave's not a great spot for Pepe here. If we see a gank come out, he should just be able to finish off these minions and back away. I don't think there's any real setup. He's playing towards the top side where he has vision, where he knows his jungler is, so should just be able to comfortably get the wave crashed and then, well, not crashed, neutralized, and then go for a reset.
Indeed, as it stands thus far, nothing super crazy has happened, which is good news for Team Fantasma, as kind of by this time last game, it was already beginning to get a bit dire towards the top side. And in fact, at the moment I speak about it, we've got some action happening, as that did miss, that Flawless Duet did miss, I apologize. Now hopping away, 113 is around, might not be in a spot of bother as the Blades of the Rune King start coming through, and actually he's gonna get knocked up, has to flash away. He went forward for that, goes down the first blood to Cabo Shard of all people. Now Mega now getting charged up, and with a fully stacked passive, Bako has got nowhere to go. That Flawless Duet missing though, maybe mean there's a Mega option, flashing away, gets the double stun, can't quite get the kill though, and Cabo Shard comes out of the top lane with a double. I shouldn't have said anything, I cursed it all.
You did. And honestly, I was about to praise REKKLES for doing a great job of supporting his top laner, right? Big waves stacked up, pushing towards K-Corp. I was like, right, this is a time where it's really easy for 1-3 to find a gank. Oh, more action bot.
More action bot does get out of the flame chompers for now, but Sanity burning down won't quite fall. Will be Ignite traded for the flash of Sanity. Is in the top side. It's another flawless duet, and he's teleported back, and he's already getting shoved away. Defiant Dance chunks him out a little bit more, and that Irelia, that is the notorious old school counter into Nar, up 10 CS, double kill. One of those is first blood. I think he got double buffs as well, of course, because REKKLES was about to donate them over. I didn't quite see. That is bad news.
Not good start. Not good start. Not quite what you're hoping for.
No.
And I feel like that's the thing, right? I think REKKLES made the right call, the right decision to come top. But critically, what ends up happening is he actually uses his W. And as a result, we see 1-3 with the confidence to go for the flag and drag. So uses his W to dash forwards. Now they know he has no dash. Goes for the combo. Honestly, REKKLES should have just flashed the combo, but is late on it. Goes down. And Akko does as much as he can. You know, he kites out the situation. He avoids the second stun from Cabochard here as well. But at the end of the day, it's just not enough. And now with this Irelia having 2 kills in pocket, you can see, look at the bullying coming out from Cabochard here.
Hantera's up here as well, and remember, there's a Vanguard's Edge available for Cabochard. He's got that level 6 nice and early, so he could definitely look for it. Team Phantasma looking to maybe punish on the bot side. REKKLES, no ultimate yet, means he is prime target to be dived. They do get the Rupert before aggro came through. Gonna get the kill. It will be a 1-for-1, though, as Sanity still falls, and REKKLES makes it an even trade.
Yeah, they aren't really able to do anything more. Sanity gets the trade kill, and they're going to be able to deny minions to get plates, but this is what we expect from K-Corp, right? Really playing towards Irelia, doing what they did in that previous game between these two teams. And as much as it's good, Team Fantasma are getting advantages on the bot side, this top lane is going to be a problem.
It's already a 1,500 or so gold lead right now. That's only going to increase, as you can see Bako being zoned off the tower. Sanity is around to make this a 2v2, but I'm not sure you want this even then, because there's actually a double level 6 113 with the Cataclysm available. It's a big advantage. In comes the Vanguard's Edge, and Bako having to hop away. He's got no Mega available. Can't quite get close enough. Saken has Realm Warped in, leaving Sanity in the pit, and goes down. A third kill to Cabochard, who goes under the tower to get another double. They'll make it a shutdown as Pepe coming through, trying to dive in and get some more, but can't secure another kill. So it will at least be a shutdown that Pepe secures at that rocket. Lands! It secures a kill for Vendetta.
You know, honestly, with those kills coming in, not too bad for Team Phantasma. The problem is the minions missed, right? In that entire passage of play, because it was behind Team Phantasma's tier 1, the amount of minions just killed and killed and killed. Bako has fallen behind in this matchup, and I mean, look at Cabochard's items. He's already got a Blade of the Rune King.
At 7.5 minutes!
Oh, it's a disaster.
Just obscene. I can't believe it. All the while on the bot side, Hantera going to get rooted up, but the Featherstorm coming out will prevent any further egress forward into lane. And yes, you've got some kills onto Pepe. That's great news. Yes, you got a kill onto Vendetta. That's great news. But a 4-on-1 Irelia who can continue to shove in this top side is going to be completely impossible to deal with, it feels like. Let's have a look at this replay. Cabochard just goes all in.
Yeah, they're not quite able to finish off Bako. You can see 1-3 looking for the Cataclysm. They end up chasing down Sanity, but Cabochard, a little bit over-aggressive, knows he's probably going to go down, and so takes the extra kill. Does give that shutdown to the RE, but ultimately, K-Corp's game here was denial. They got more kills onto the Irelia as well. And, you know, unfortunately, they end up losing out because of this ult coming down to 1-3. I think that mitigates the play a little bit from K-Corp, but they are still massively... I mean, look at the goal difference in the top lane. It's obscene.
Oh, no. Well, this is what we call investment banking, where you apparently are stealing from your opposition to come up with incredibly large leads. Just
and you know what?
Look at that.
This is actually a fortunate situation that I'm on the cast, because I'm just going to say, initialize, that I am very experienced with these scenarios. I see this all the time in solo queue when my top laner is 2,000 gold down.
You okay, buddy?
Minutes,
you need a moment.
I'm very well versed in how this goes. It's not pretty for Team Phantasma, is what I'll say on the subject.
All I'm going to say as well is there's not that many tools to make Cabochard that accountable. You've got a Nautilus and a Charm, and that's about it in some ways. It's not the easiest anti-Irelia comp, perhaps, unless they can get a Viego reset, but Gonna try and turn this one around. Gonna get the chompers down as well. That's gonna be a pretty close trade right now as Hantaro trying to back up. Big root though means Sanity is dead and loses his mind. Gonna keep trading with Vendetta, who's got the rocket but misses. The heal comes out. Now Vendetta in trouble, has to flash away from the Zenith Blade. And the top side is still gonna be action as Pepe flashing away, but there is the Cataclysm gonna force the ult out in trade. Nicolex goes in and gets the flash out of 1-1-3. Sagan still gets the kill with a flash of his own. The Rune prisons, ensuring he's going straight to jail and will not pass go and collect $200. It's $450 instead over the side of KARMINE Corp.
I just find it hilarious how we keep seeing these fights past the tier 1 and like KARMINE Corp, but like no one is allowed to go top. It is blocked off. You're not allowed to pick up those minions. Do not pass go. And I feel like Paco's just having such an atrocious time this game. 5-1 now for Cabashard on this Irelia. We kind of hit on this had to be the game plan for K-Corp, right? They had the tools to do so, but they had to respect Team Fantasma. If they got past level 6, if they got into the later stages, had strength. But I feel like K-Corp have done exactly as they drafted to do. Paco, the Mega Knot times out. Look at the size of the wave as well.
Oh.
It's a disaster.
There's just nowhere to go. The flash into that Vanguard's edge, and there's just nothing you can do. That was lights out in a second flat.
Yeah, not a fun time. And then they keep going, right? And the fact that they're able to do so, because I think that's the thing, that Team Fantasma aren't just like allowing this to happen. They're trying to be there. They're showing up at the right timings. It just doesn't matter.
And they get the flash out of Nicolex to boot, and they can't quite secure the kill onto the Viego, but that's about the only good news story there, and that is a paltry silver lining indeed. A 0-3 Gnar into a 5-1 Irelia at 11 minutes. I've seen some solo queue games like that, and there will be a surrender vote coming in about 4 minutes.
Yep.
Before that, though, we've got ourselves a Herald that's being started by KARMINE Corp, and I don't think there's any room really where Team Fantasma can come and contest.
Yeah, and I feel like at this point, it's a little bit tricky. I think one thing to say as well is that Ari as a champion doesn't have the highest damage when it comes to mages. You will see her do a lot of damage if she's snowballed, but like there's a lot of times where, especially if you're behind, you can't 100-0 target, right? And she's Team Fantasma's only AP threat. Irelia, her W reduces income and physical damage while it's up, right? And so as a result, I feel like this Irelia is going to be a very, very, very hard target to kill. So
unless you combo with everybody else, you're never going to get that kill. I completely agree. The Ari is not going to get that 100-0 with the game state as it is. And a long way off anything like a Majari's build, as some people have started terming it. And that's kind of where it's at.
Well, you know, at least Team Fantasma, right? The early game's kind of rough. At least if they get a kill on the Irelia, then Nicolex gets to be the 5-1 super fed Irelia. That's the upside, right?
There's the upside. I appreciate you finding an upside because I was struggling. So there you have it.
I like
there is
to
an
call
upside.
it,
Kill the Irelia. You can steal the Irelia and use her items.
Call it a copper lining, because a silver lining is a little bit too generous. I kind of stick with that one. We see Nicolex trying to make things happen, moving around.
I love the copper lining as well, because that would make it conductive, right? And it would be a shocking result if you did come back in and make that turnaround happen. So it's got multiple levels here.
Yeah, a lot of death.
Still there.
It looks like we're getting a dive in the boss side.
Boy. Try and go for it. There'll be a teleport right back out. 1-1-3. Still not going to be a problem there as Rekklles avoids the flash dredge line with the Featherstorm, and that is dive called off. A little more to write home about. Burn a few summoners and nothing more.
Yeah, and we see, while all this is happening, Cabashard is proxy farming the wave, so things haven't got better top, but I like the K-Corp bot spreading the advantages around, right? They're looking to establish pressure bot. The tower's already low for Team Fantasma, so trying to hammer away there. And as much as they didn't get anything there other than the TP, does mean that next time they make their play should be easier. Now they're looking towards that mid lane tier 1.
I think we might need to change the emote name, because I think Pepe might be turning into Sag pretty shortly, but he will eventually be able to get out of dodge. Has one more Spirit Rush available, but in the mid lane, Saken took a lot of tower shots, has to go golden, and maybe there's an opportunity to turn things around. Nicolex will secure that shutdown, and big moment there in some ways, a feel-good moment. We've not had many of those to write home about for Team Fantasma in recent minutes, but Rekklles might be looking for the 1v1 flashes, the flame choppers, and that's why he's an EU legend, gets a kill onto the opposing AD carry.
Absolutely. Actually, look, Vendetta's flashes up. It literally just came up as Rekklles ended up flashing in there. Super close to him being able to get away, but fortunately isn't able to do so. And now, despite the fact your team makes a comeback play in the mid lane, you're losing out bot. Rekklles in the 1v1 going to be able to get that kill and take this tower solo.
Tower platings have fallen, but this will still be first turret. The gold lead at the top of your screen, I don't think it really needs any further elucidation. You can see it's pretty
somewhat large.
Yes, somewhat large. Mountainous, some may call it.
Reasonably massive, yeah. I think the problem is now...
What defines reasonably massive? What's unreasonably massive?
I feel like unreasonably massive would be like... Maybe like 10k at this point would be unreasonably massive. You know, this is pretty massive, but, you know, we've seen crazier.
There's to be a Vanguard's Edge, and that is an unreasonable amount of damage.
That is definitely an unreasonable amount of damage. You know, that's a crazy thing with Irelia, right? She's got so much sustained damage, but then she will just 100 to 0 in a split second. I feel kind of bad for Backo at this point. But, I mean, K-Corp just trying to repeat what they did in that first matchup.
Vendetta does have flash this time, so we'll be able to get out of the Cataclysm, but it's now burned. In come the rest of Team Fantasma, try and turn this around, but Saken is here alongside the rest of it, but they're trying to get the reset. 1-1-3 survives, but now into the backline goes Pantera. Nicolex gets the killing spree, but can he get out? Vendetta trying to survive, heal his way up. Saken under the tower will help secure that one. It's Pantera who gets the kill, secured all the same. It is a 2-for-1 in favor of KARMINE. It's not done yet. Pepe throws out the Everfrost, but will get rooted in turn by that rune prison. Into the waiting arms of KARMINE goes Nicolex, and Cabochard on a killing spree. I believe that's his 7th kill of the game. Pepe gets a charm, but he just doesn't have the damage waiting on this flawless duet. Cabochard won't look to flash or anything else like that. And it's just another massive win for KARMINE, who are now 8,000 gold in the lead.
Yeah, this is feel like an unreasonably massive gold lead now. I feel like I respect Team Fantasma for going for it, right? They try and get the kill on the 1-1-3, who is a little bit over-aggressive. Oh my god. Oh my god, I feel like...
I am sorry you had to witness that, ladies and gentlemen.
I get it.
That's actually upsetting to see on your screen.
Hey, you know, what I'll say is... At least Team Fantasma have some scaling elements. The worst is when you have a composition like this that falls behind this far, and then it's like you're doomed for the whole game. But, you know, 1-1-3 overstepped there. They got the kill. They weren't quite able to turn it into anything more. Critically, Pepe wasn't there on the RE to get resets from the Spirit Rush. But it's a big if, right? I feel like this is almost certainly going to be a K-Corp win. But if there's oversteps from K-Corp, that's where Team Fantasma have their best chance. And if they don't overstep too much, then, yeah, I guess this is K-Corp going to 3-1 in the group.
It feels like it, as Cabochard maybe about to end up in a 1v3.
I don't know if that's enough.
Flash. I'm going to get in range. No, Cabochard just gets to walk away. Irelia's best movement speed, remember, guys, is pretty quick. She's not that slow. She's got 2 items plus boots complete.
Shield bow as well. I feel like...
and Blade Rune King.
Not sure that was enough people, I'm going to be real. Just the 2 coming, the 3 coming in there, yeah.
Oh, mid lane turret falls as well. That's another tier 2. It's the 4th of the game for KARMINE. Up to that 9,000 gold mark. 17 minutes into the game. Saken got a wave shoved in and prepped for the rest of his team in this bot side. So they might try and make it too, but it doesn't look like they want to really hard commit to this. Instead, thinking about going towards that Ocean Drake that spawned, and Terra and 1-1-3 are hanging around, and makes this Ari's life a little bit precarious.
Yeah, isn't it easy to dive? Obviously, if you can get the point and click CC from the Rise, would be able to.
Mega Nar's timed out, and Backo, does manage to try and get out of this one. Flashes away from the flawless drop, but it's just going to lose to the autos. There is the Immortal Shield Bow pop, and I think Cabochard, this time he's gone too deep, you would think. Takes a lot of damage, healing up for a long time, finally shut down, and they do manage to gift it over to Vendetta.
Yeah, I mean,
you'll
take
that.
that.
But that's a big shutdown, right? I might see you take that.
A lot of gold. You get the flash as well from the Irelia. So, you know, a big influx towards Team Fantasma. If they get that like 7 more times, then that's when we're talking. Ultimately, I think Cabochard is a little bit over-aggressive. But still, K-Corp massively ahead. They're going to secure the second dragon here. And, you know, again, here are the silver linings. One, it does look like Nicolex is going to be able to secure that Herald. No one comes to contest anytime soon. And secondly, they do have a dragon in the bag, so it's still going to be a while before the soul comes in for K-Corp.
All the while, of course, they did secure that dragon, did KARMINE. They did secure, they're going to try and teleport, and they're going to try and contest this. Cabochard has the teleport, that will be the objective bounty secured, but now Nicolex is in so much danger. They will contest, they will get the kill. They lose the Herald, of course, but Team Fantasma, there is just nothing for free on this map right now. No. I'm thinking about it, just going to try and time out. Get both recalls cancelled.
I was thinking maybe they'd go for some craziness over the wall, but no, it just stops the recalls. Get some first strike gold as well. But ultimately here, you know, Team Fantasma, it's still 9 minutes until K-Corp can have a soul. They denied that second Herald. these are minor positives. The 1,000 cold shutdown was a big thing, but ultimately K-Corp's still very much in control, and they're fishing, right? You can see them setting up potential traps, trying to find angles to look for dives. But for the time being, Team Fantasma still holding on, and we've actually just passed it. So the fastest game we had in E-Masters Spring was K-Corp against Team Fantasma's first game, 1923. So Team Fantasma are doing better.
Have held on longer.
They're doing better than that time. So that's the positive we want to take away from this one.
You take that. Yes, there's a little bit of hysteria setting in, but kind of deserved. Just look at the game state. What do? You hold on for 3 items is what you do, I suppose. That shutdown, and to bring it back down to perhaps that copper lining, as you call it. 2 items are on Jinx, courtesy, largely, of course, of that shutdown that was gifted over to Vendetta. That's something, but you're looking for a 3rd item. You're looking for 2 on RE,
Honestly,
2 probably on NEKKLES, and hoping at that point.
Honestly, I actually feel like you need 4, which I mean that's a big ask.
Okay.
I feel like you need low DOMs because everyone has so much armor already. Apart from REKKLES, who obviously he's very hard to kill due to his ult. Like there's so much armor, and Seiken in 113, Hantera's Leona, so it's a given, and Kabashot is building a Death Dance. So I feel like you need low DOMs, but you also need IE. So like,
that's a lot of gold.
Go.
That's a lot of gold. They'll summon the Herald in mid lane to maybe get this one to shove in. I'm not sure you get much more, as 113 will find NEKKLES, or perhaps vice versa.
I seen Irelia moving. This is not worth it. Let the Herald go.
4v3, and Irelia's about to turn that to make a 4v4. NEKKLES goes unstoppable, but will not be able to reset. Gets out for now, but Kabashot's coming to the backline. Dual Stress goes the wide. Pepe rooted up, and look at the mid lane. As already we've had 1 full. It'll be 2nd to fall shortly after a double, of course, to Kabashot's Irelia, who has been dominating from minute 1. They'll turn right back to the Baron. They've got 2 items on pretty much everybody that matters, and a Blade of the Ruin King Irelia. This Baron is not one for the world.
Yeah, I don't think there's really too much they can do in this situation. Baron secured by K-Corp, that's going to be a tool they need to keep pushing forwards. I mean, I understand the sentiment from Team Fantasma. You have the Herald going to push it in. I think you should have just let it go. You could see when the solo laners start to collapse in, this felt really scary. And then suddenly you have the Irelia turning up. NEKKLES is already so low in HP, so it's not like he can get any resets. And then we also have Seiken Realm warping in. I honestly feel like the fact they only lost 2...
it's almost impressive.
Could have been worse. Could have been worse. All things considered.
Well, when that is the won't call it the best case scenario, but a good case scenario, perhaps. That tells you how dire straits the game is in right now for Team Fantasma. KARMINE core. They have an 11-2 Irelia, who didn't lose any health in that last fight. They've got a 3rd item. They've got the Death Dance. They've got a stopwatch. They've got a stopwatch on 113 as well. There's a stopwatch on Hantera. There is just so much safety, so much healing, so much damage, so much levels, map control, everything you care to mention right now. And now a Baron on top of it. They're pushing in every way from Team Fantasma. It's looking like it's about to all drift away in a matter of moments. They'll get a hook onto Kabashot, goes get chunked down, but goes golden. They can't secure the kill. 113 is not going to be able to get too much, but the Vanguard Edge lands, and Kabashot secures 2. He's got a double. He can keep going in. He's got a triple now. Pepe maybe will fall next. Won't quite get there. Kabashot will not be able to secure any more of a multi-kill right now. He's hunting for more if he can. They're trying to hunt him. He does fall down, and hopes of a pentakill perhaps in Kabashot's mind won't come through. But that is now a 14-kill Irelia in 23 minutes. And with everybody dead, they could just shove in, look to end it. What a performance from the top laner of KARMINE core.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely monster performance. The team knew they had to set up for him, and they absolutely did. REKKLES solo killing Bako as well on the back end of that one. Team Fantasma, not sure there's much they can do, but they'll at least try.
They're going to try. They've got a Nexus turret that falls, and now only a Nexus itself. They will hold on best they can, but KARMINE core are content to play with their food. In goes Sanity, but he's lost his. Earlier on into this game, it is a whitewash, and KARMINE core move to 3-1.
But they got an extra 4 minutes out of it, so Team Fantasma doing a bit more, but unfortunately